If you like the video, then please consider supporting Slopes Game Room on Patreon.
I wanna take you for a ride.
We all have the ability to start a crowdfunding campaign, the ability to make a video and sell our brilliant new idea to the world. And although sometimes that works out pretty great, other times not so much. And today, we're going to look at possibly the most interesting of all Kickstarter and Indiegogo creations, gadgets. Yes, I, like most, discovered Kickstarter after someone introduced me to some wacky QVC nighttime viewing advert type contraptions that sometimes were really quite ingenious and other times rather bloody stupid. And for this episode, we will be looking at 4 of those projects that may have seemed alright at first, but when you dig a little deeper, you realise that they're utter crap, false, or pretty much in all instances, completely fake. I'm DJ Slope from Slope's Game Room, and this is 4 crazy Kickstarter gadgets that never delivered. Welcome to Slope's Game Room. No, not that Triton, this Triton, which I suppose would actually help in meeting up with this Triton, as you can spend the rest of your life under the sea. Probably the coolest sounding item on this whole list, Triton, the first rebreather with artificial gills, is simply a device that you slot in your gob and with its earth-shattering technology can actually extract the oxygen from the surrounding water directly to you, meaning that you can breathe underwater. Wow, this is like something out of a James Bond movie. Well, as you would expect, these are the claims made in the horribly audio mixed campaign video, and obviously the whole thing is completely bogus. Why? Because there simply is not enough oxygen in the surrounding water of these artificial gills for them to work, meaning that if it did in fact let you breathe underwater, then it would need to include a mini gas cylinder, making it no different than your standard scuba diving gear. Well, apart from the fact that it will no doubt last all of about 5 minutes, and as the world tried to warn the casual consumer that these claims are completely false and that the whole thing was probably a scam, all they did was gain interest in the campaign. So, how much money did they get? Well, it's actually quite hard to say, because Indiegogo took it down. But from what I can tell of that $50,000 goal, at least 2,362 backers got up to at least $865,269. But yeah, like I said, Indiegogo took it down with 24 days to go, after the company finally admitted that it wasn't simply filters separating the oxygen from the water.
Since launching, we have been protecting our proprietary technology because it's so important to our success. But after careful consideration, we think it's important to share these details and clarify how the device works. Inside of each Triton, the artificial gills utilize liquid oxygen, which combined with the other components allow users to breathe underwater, which you can see in the video above. We will release more information about the liquid oxygen cylinders and safety strap. Note that the liquid oxygen cylinders won't last forever, so we plan to make it possible for backers to purchase and exchange cylinders through our website. They will come in packs of 1, 3, and 5, and we will list prices as soon as they are finalized. We're also working on a solution to make them refillable.
Ah, would you look at that? By this point, money had already been taken from plenty of the backers, and in a very rare instance, in fact the only instance to date on Kick Scammers, the company actually refunded the backers. Mostly. Yes, some did in fact get a refund, but considering there was no normal update anywhere to be seen on the campaign, which has now mysteriously vanished, might I add, if you didn't know about that refund at the time, you missed your chance, resulting in this yet again being another scam. but a scam that has given off the impression of doing the right thing, even though the whole thing was one massive lie from the very beginning. Hey, make a decent enough looking video and people will buy into anything, am I right? And finally, props to another campaign called Triton, World's Last Artificial Gill Scam, that was created so it would show up when people searched for the original campaign, and was basically used to simply warn people not to back the project. No, not that sort of moonwalk. This sort of moonwalk. That's if it even happened. Ooh, conspiracy. Yes, today we are literally talking about a moonwalk, and like most, I reckon you guys have at least at one point in your life imagined what that weightless feeling must feel like. Well, now you no longer need to wonder, as this lovely company Moonshine have actually made shoes that give off the effects of moonwalking. The idea seems quite simple, 2 layers of magnets pushing against each other hidden in the sole of the shoe to give off a weightless feel. Seems good, right? Well, no. It sounds stupid. How the hell are a few magnets going to give off this sort of feeling? Plus the whole thing was debunked really early on. And because of this, the 2,207 backers who pledged $253,942 of a $20,000 goal didn't get anything for their pledges, and worse still, they didn't get a refund either. I always feel a little guilty when I say that these sort of projects are scams, because I'm sure that they did not aim to be that way in the first place. But a lot of backers do. In fact, they think this, just like so many of the other projects that I feature on this show, is in fact 100% a scam. You see, the only thing going for the backers is the regular updates, which, let's face it, could be as truthful or as fake as you believe them to be. The reality is that quite a few campaigns like this sit on their delayed product for such a long time that the vast majority of backers can't even claim the money back from their credit card issuer due to the dispute rights time frame running out. And Indiegogo themselves, 9 times out of 10, can't do anything either, because the campaign owner simply disappears, and let's face it, no amount of strongly worded emails will ever encourage these scammers to actually fulfill their end of the bargain. So the end result of this is pretty cut and dry. Nobody got their reward, their money back, their comment section is full of angry backers, the company's website hasn't been renewed, and all we have is an update posted almost a year ago where the campaign owners apologised for failing their supporters but promised that they were still working on the project, with more to come before the 28th of April. And when that day came, the team came back and actually had the cheek to start another bloody campaign. This is the latest model, and long story short, the backers got even more wound up, but thankfully Indiegogo actually had the decency to remove it. Fair play, considering the first campaign couldn't even deliver on a product that was 982% above its funding goal. It's at this point that I can safely say that the whole thing is indeed one massive scam. Everybody, say hello to Devon Alley. Quite the interesting person, for a video like this at least. However, if you see a Kickstarter campaign run by this guy, then I suggest you close the window, close your laptop and run away. This guy may even give this guy a run for his money. Okay, maybe not. But still, how much money did he get away with? Well, it was a combined total of $345,629. Yep, I say combined total because when he didn't earn enough money over here, he went over here to try again. So, what is he selling? Well, he's selling a light bulb with a speaker in it, and apparently it was quite good. No, seriously, the quality of the sound, the LEDs, the video, the campaign, heck, even the $55 for early birds and $70 for latecomers isn't actually too expensive if you ask me. Fair play. So, what went wrong here? Well, it's this guy. When I start these videos and say we all have the ability to start a crowdfunding campaign, I'm not lying. Anybody has the ability, and sadly, it's only the odd few that actually know how to do this sort of campaign from a business perspective. You see, after this first campaign finished on a very respectable $275,882 from 1,659 backers, even though it only asked for $50,000, it should have been a walk in the park. However, as you may have guessed, it wasn't. Dynamo was the company helping Devon make these rather impressive light bulbs, and when Devon finally got the money to pay them, he disappeared. Gone. He stopped replying to the company and the vast majority of Kickstarter backers too, because on June the 22nd, 2015, a whole 4 months after the expected completion date, he posted his final ever update on the Kickstarter website, Light Freak Square 2, now live on Indiegogo.
Hey everyone, it's finally time! We are now live on Indiegogo. Here is a link to the new campaign, and again we wanted to thank you all for being our first supporters and believers in Light Freak. So we set up a private viewing time for you to snatch up those early bird perks. Thanks again for your support, Team Light Freak.
I think confused commenter Justin Burkhardt said it best.
How do I go about getting my money back? I've never seen someone offer me the opportunity to buy the new and improved version of a product before the original product that I backed over a year ago is even released. I'm not paying more money for a better model.
Justin, you will receive your product. Thanks, the Light Freak team.
So, this is the sequel campaign, asking for $50,000 once again and getting 603 backers, raising $69,747 pretty quickly. That was before Indiegogo put a stop to the whole thing and ended it here. Who knows what he could have eventually got? And that's it. It's been over 2 years since Devon has even logged into Kickstarter, and it's been close to 3 years since he gave any kind of an update over on Indiegogo. Which just leaves the question, what the hell happened to over $345,000? And where is Devon now? Honestly, I've got no idea. Although when researching this one, I came across a little article by Ben Woods from the Next Web that looked into this a little more. And he's actually found another image of our new favourite con man. Ah, here he is. A rather gormless looking mugshot of Devon with details of a few of his arrests involving assault with a deadly weapon, forgery in the first degree, possession of a firearm while committing a felony, and without a doubt most interestingly for this video, proof of his known alias swapping. So, I ask you again, where is Devon now? Well, I think that what we really should be asking ourselves is, does Devon even exist? Regardless of who he is portraying these days, I think it's safe to say that backers of this project will indeed not be holding any party mode gatherings anytime soon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Air Umbrella. A Kickstarter campaign actually did bloody well. This nifty idea actually managed to succeed its goal of $10,000 when 825 backers pledged a combined total of $102,240. Bloody hell, that's not bad, is it? Nobody on the team was expecting such a brilliant response, especially considering they never actually promoted the thing. But it was the futuristic, pretty damn impressive idea behind the whole thing that caught the attention of media and news outlets around the world. You see, the Air umbrella is exactly what it says on the tin. Instead of this, it's basically this. A rather clever device that takes away the cover part of an umbrella and just leaves you with the pole with a high-powered fan on the end. You know what? Fair play. That's quite ingenious, ranging between $88 for the early bird cheaper A model and going all the way up to $148 for the slightly bigger and more expensive C model. Not a bad price if you ask me, and quite an interesting product that's gaining quite a lot of attention off its own back. But let's look at the rather questionable challenges something like this would bring. Firstly, who the hell wants to carry around a plumber's sex toy, back massager looking thing with them when they could carry this? I mean, look at the size of this thing. It's not like you're going to be slotting it in your handbag, is it? And this is just the cheapest model, which, by the way, only lasts for 15 minutes on a 1-hour charge. If you want the more expensive B or C models, well, they last for 30 minutes, but you need to charge them for 2 hours. But of course, they are obviously heavier and bigger because of the extra battery storage. And finally, let's look at the biggest glaring issue. Yes, you may stay dry for the equivalent of an episode of Home Improvement, but you will no doubt come back battered and bruised as you have mistakenly but forcefully splashed every passerby with rain-jetted water right to their faces. For me, it's a no-go. But obviously, like I said, 825 backers decided to still go for it. And, well, they never got anything for their pledges. In fact, most of them didn't even get a refund. You see, the product was obviously in a bit of a rut, because when the campaign ended on October 24th, 2014, a few days later, a backers only update was posted sharing some pictures about Air Umbrella B, and then silence for 14 months and 2 days. This was when the backers got another update simply titled, "Sorry.
I'm terribly sorry that we have to eventually terminate the project because we are unable to break through the issue of product safety for a long time and decide to refund by the end of January 2016. Although we strive to doing well in dynamic balance and to improve the product security from other aspects, we consider that some damages or accidents may cause fatal safety problems. We do not dare to launch such a product of safety concerns on the market and to send to customers. After the product is discontinued, we are trying to raise funds and we will refund the money to friends who support us by the end of January 2016. I feel really bad about this."
Sadly, not much else is to be said here. Plenty of other updates got flapped about trying to get email addresses and PayPal information for a refund, but ultimately, you got a comment section full of angry backers leading all the way up until February of this year, with people still asking for a refund. Sorry, Umbrella fans, but it's not happening. Who would have known holding an electric powered stick up in the rain would have caused such a health and safety hazard? Oh boy. Hey there guys, thanks for checking out the video. I want to give a special shout out to all of my Patreons, but first, an extra special shout out to the contributors to this episode, with Greg and Dan over at Digino Gaming, Top Hat Gaming Man, and of course Mr. Biffo from Digitiser 2000, which by the way guys, if you check the description, you'll see a Kickstarter that's currently being run that is not only good, but I'm actually going to be a part of it. Anyway, like I said, this is the part of the video where I give a usual shout out to all of my Patreons, with a special shout out going to Andrew Dalton, Ben Hall, Blitz Hedgie, Ben Craft, Ryan Rawson, Casey Garner, Conrad Constantine, Creamy Elephant, Dunder Control, Gavin Gonna Give You Up, Gemma at Mr. T-Shirts, Ian A. Chapman, James Loveridge, Joe Lazares, Michael, Mike Fallon, Petty Mew, Phil Lowlins, Pretendo 64, Retro to Next Gen, Richard Carter, Fantastic Dizzy, Ryan Burford, Taylor Almond, The Geeky Dad, Todd Paul Float G, and Zane Powers. If you want to be part of this list, get your name shown, get your name shouted out, come and see what I'm working on, share your stuff over on the Discord chat, and loads of other exclusive Let's Plays and whatever other random videos I upload for my Patreons only, then please click the link that you see on the screen. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, a thumbs down, whatever you prefer. And for all of you guys out there that are constantly sharing my stuff over on places like Reddit and random forums all over the internet, I just want to say a massive thanks to all of you guys. Doing that sort of stuff really does help the show. I really do appreciate it. But anyway, I'm working on my next complete history video, and until then, this is DJ Slope signing out, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.